heart of a warrior. What does it mean to be one? Determination, aggressiveness, overcoming. Teams depend on these hungry souls. It takes more than just strength. It takes more than just practice. There are so many warriors out there. So we return to crown a new champion. So squad up.
Looking for two, here comes Mythic around the corner. Great time out of first, he doesn't finish the kill. They've got killed towards the point. 5 more seconds is all that...
It's match day.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust.
He's still in the driver's seat of the series, but if MWII wants to make that change, now is a good time to start. Out of Knights Templar, a free 40 seconds, now another 15. They're gonna get basically a full 60 on P4.
I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
Hope is hope right now.
Oh, Lord! Oh, Lord! Season 3 thus far. God damn it, I'm hyped. K7, you just got a treat here.
You guys are going live now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Brett FX. We'll be your desk host here for tonight. And we have some really exciting action here from K7. This is the first match of the season, and I am absolutely ecstatic here. I am joined by Big and Tall Matt and the Gaming Chef. These guys our amazing casters. They're going to be able to spit out what exactly is going on with all these matches and making sure that you guys understand exactly how this thing is going down. But first of all, again, guys, this is the first night of the season, first match. You ready for it?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of Call of Duty obviously can happen in this league. 4 divisions, 4 teams each, and honestly, Division C is what we're going to be seeing here tonight. It will be the Final Form lads going up against Aspyre. And I don't know, I mean, Chef, what are we going to be? I've been waiting for this all day, man. I want to say, what do you think's going to be cooking here tonight, buddy?
Oh, everything's going to be cooking. We're going to see some people laying the sauce out. We're going to see some frying. I mean, this is the debut game. You're going to come out here. You got to hit it hard. There's a lot of leagues that's been started up, and there's a lot of good leagues, but I got to tell you, there's nothing like a K7 game, and it's definitely going to show out tonight. We got some amazing, amazing players that we're going to see live.
Absolutely. And speaking about players, let's go ahead and check out our rosters here for this evening. All right. So on there, you are going to be seeing Diff, Cells, Marksy, and Trix here for Final Form. And then these guys right here, a little bit of fact with these. This is their first time that they have made an appearance in K7. So every single one of these guys, I don't know about the roster itself, but I do know about the team itself. They are basically new, I guess, to the season. These guys have not won anything major, no championships, no nothing like that. Maybe they're going to be able to change that this year. We don't know. Could be their moment. Absolutely, certainly going to be interesting to see this. Interesting little tidbit here about this organization. They do have a presence in other games, League of Legends, Valorant, and a variety of streamers as well. So they are not new to this particular system here. So pretty awesome stuff there. And as far as their strongest game mode, so far, it's looking like it is going to be Hardpoint. Definitely interested to see how that's going to be playing out here this particular match against our next team, which is going to be Aspyre. So we'll go ahead and check out these guys. We are going to be looking at Bonk, Sue, Sus, and Pups. And these guys, well, they are also going to be new as well. Have not seen them here in K7 before, so definitely interested to see how they are going to be playing out. And they also have not had any major events or titles to their name. Both of these guys going to try and make a name for themselves here in this particular season. As far as their strongest mode, looks like it is going to be Control. So really interesting here to see. Maybe we're going to be having some back and forths, a good 5-map game going in instead of just cleaning it up here with a quick 3-0. So both of these teams having some strong points, which is always nice to see. Absolutely. Now, as far as some of these players, Matt, who do we really want to be looking out for well, just in this match in general?
Honestly, I'm going to go strictly based off of name here tonight. And honestly, me being the memer that I am, it's got to be Sus. Where is he going to come out? Where is he going to be coming from, man? I mean, I don't know. It's their best mode is going to be Control, like you mentioned, for Aspyre, and obviously, for Final Form, they said it's going to be Hardpoint. It's going to be about obviously taking the presence at different parts of the map, not just the hill, because they are going to have to go ahead and make their way, obviously, to the hill and the next one after that. It's how Control is played. But I mean, like I said, Sus is going to be my guy to look at just for names alone. And I want to say Cells as well, because we'll go double S's. Why not? We'll keep it interesting and fun, because these guys got to go ahead and make their mark here in the K7 League. It's pretty much, it's I don't want to say one and done, but you play everybody in your Division 1, so both these teams have to start out strong here, get as many rounds as they can, and get as many, maps as well.
You're absolutely right. Single round robin, you absolutely need to make sure that you are getting every single one of your matches, winning them, making sure you're getting all those points that you possibly can. It is going to make that huge difference going into that playoff play. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our maps that we're going to be seeing here this evening. We are going to be seeing, well, not a huge variety, but hopefully we are going to be seeing some very solid ones. First map is going to be onto Embassy. Second one will be on Mercado. Third will be Hotel, Mercado for number 4, and Hotel for number 5. So a bit of copies and paste there for Mercado and Hotel. Now, as far as our first set of maps that are going to be coming up, Embassy, you guys expect any fireworks that are coming out of here, especially since, well, we have seen in our information here, Final Form, it's supposed to be a pretty decent hardcore team.
Yeah, with Embassy, honestly, I've seen a lot of teams just kind of skip over this one. So, it's possible that it's not as much of a mainstream that I see, you know, through a lot of these AM teams. You know, Mercado and Hotels definitely top 2 that you're getting back to back to back, as we see tonight after Embassy. So maybe some teams aren't as well tuned and practiced with their strats on it. So that could come into play with Embassy. It's a very cut and dry, you know, you take control of your building, take control of the floor, and you got it. So teamwork is big. Teamwork is big. What are you thinking, Matt?
Honestly, no, I'm actually a big fan of this map pool, believe it or not. You know, I'm a personal favorite of Hotel. I think it's a very extremely underrated map, especially in S&D. I think it brings out the best in both teams because, you know, it's an iffy map to go ahead and play, honestly. But I agree with you. Seeing the Embassy on Hardpoint, it's kind of refreshing the amateur eyes. I mean, through the few games I have done this season for Call of Duty, I'm super excited to see how these guys are going to be able to play both of the floors of the actual Embassy building and being able to move around the map. Rotations. It's always been my big thing about Hardpoint and Control, and that seems to be, you know, even in the previous, you know, Call of Duties, it seems to be even a problem in these professional levels as well.
Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure I just heard somebody say we are about to get started. So we are going to be heading into our very first map here, guys. And we do appreciate you for tuning in. Matt, Chef, take it away.
All right. Tender Sauces, thank you. Going to be presented by you, the hot sauce lads. Make sure you guys go ahead and check them on out.
It ain't the only sauce we're going to see today. I think we're going to see a lot of sauce get dropped on this map right here. Definitely hit yourself up, get that hot sauce. I haven't been able to try it myself. You know, they got to send the chef some. Like, what's up with that? But I can already tell by, you know, their marketing and everything going on that they got some serious product.
Alrighty. I mean, here we are, man. Embassy. It's going to get this one started final form. Want to go ahead and potentially get an easy little, you know, not a money bags hill at all. This is going to go ahead and be a pretty just, all right, let's play for spawns. Let's get them off the rotations kind of thing. And that's what we're going to be looking for here. First blood will be Cells, and it will be right off the bat. Cells going to be able to find 2. Tricks does fall. But now, just a little bit of points for the side of Final Form. Kills going absolutely everywhere as of right now. We're setting up to, I don't know, looks like they want to play for the hill time. I mean, don't get me wrong, you obviously can play, you know, for hill time on this hill, but it is kind of a throwaway hill. You typically do play for spawns. It's going to be interesting to see how Aspyre is going to go ahead and react to this.
Yeah, laying down on that point, you know, it's real tough. Anyone pops in that window, you're going to get taken off. This P1's always kind of much a crapshoot. It's really on how we can rotate, get set up for the next one. We see Marxies over there in a good spot. Big fight there, not able to get it. Players still going for scraps. I don't know about all that. You know, 3 seconds left. Definitely rotate, get out there. That looks like Cells is on, ready to go, and Sus wants to get in there, break that off. Be interesting how they can fight this one up. The smoke is down, just fires around the corner, and he's out of there.
I mean, you had a great setup there for Final Form, able to get a few seconds, but honestly, not going to be worth it at all. You're going to be seeing Tricks all the way in the back of the map. We'll be getting this engagement with Sud, who will find him, and this could go ahead and set up something special here for Final Form. They have to find some time here on this hill. 33 seconds left till the rotation, and now on the hill will be Cells. Oh, the COD timing there as soon as he looks away. That'll be 3 for the side of Aspyre. Tricks able to find 1 before he falls. But the rest of this hill does look like it's going to go ahead in the hands of Mr. Sus of Aspyre, as Final Form looks to go ahead and attempt to take over hill number 3. But we already see Sue currently waiting there with another one of his teammates. This may be a tough break for Final Form, as another kill will be found. Aspyre looking decent in this retake here, and Cells can be able to clean up the last. You take the scraps there, last 8 seconds. But right now, still a fight for this other hill. Aspyre versus Final Form here.
Yeah, it was definitely some great scrap points for his team. Big fight on this rotation. We got Sue out in the open trying to push in with his teammate Sus right behind him. So there we go. They push up 1-2 looking for the trading out, but there was another player behind. Marxies rips the double. Bonk is down in the open. Kind of players just all over here. His Final Form just collapses them into right where they want them. And look at that. They got the spawns under control. Sus going to have to work down this alley. Right under the stairs, crouch walking the whole way, losing a lot of time. Half that hill is already gone. And look, they have to run all the way down here. It's just not going to work. Not going to happen. He has the heady on the AC. Does get the shots, but he's going to get traded out here. Actually, almost gets that one as well. But we are rotating out into our next point.
Bubs almost will play the game right there. Beautiful double. Oh, 1 more bullet's all he needed to find that triple and the rest of that scrap time here. But here we go. Going to be in the desk room now on the side. I mean, the hard point, excuse me. Both these teams still obviously fighting for it. Marxies can make his way on in for 1. Cells does go ahead. It looked like he found 2, but he does find his teammate for one of those 2 kills now is making their way on in. Will be Aspyre final form, trying to keep this hill on a lock for now. As Sue trying to make his way on in, keeps getting stunned over and over again. Now Bonk going to be looking for 1 or 2 shots from behind. Not too much to work with here. Marxie's good for 2. That's going to be a nice little clear. No, there's still a player here. Sue good for 2, but Tricks will clean them on up. And oh god, another team kill here. Tricks this time. Both sides sells. A little bit of a triple, I guess you can go ahead and say. But right now, back and forth, the final form, a lot of time here found on this hill.
Yeah, that was a full final form debut, really. They were just locking it down, but then all of Aspyre came in, swapped them all out, and they pretty much traded 30 for 30. Final form is going to end up on top for this next point. Everyone is over there. I don't see anyone in really a favorable spot. They're all kind of mixed in between each other. Final form definitely looks like they're setting this up. He wins that stair fight. That is huge. It's only one guy really in there, and then they just have to keep pushing them off of the spawn. Pup's trying to get in to the point. Let's see what he can do here. Right off to the side of the kitchen. Just has a peek. He can't get it in there. His teammate now. It's just a firefight. It's a nade fest. Usually get those trophies down, as it is nuts through there.
Multi-kill stacking up on the side of Final Form. Diff finding, I believe, what is the 4th or 5th double kill now for Final Form, and that's what keeps him in this game. Marcy's still here on this hill. We'll find 1. Sue Pups, both with 1 each, and it's back and forth war. It's going to be down to a 1v2 here on the hill. Will be Marcy's able to find 1, but no, he'll eventually be taken on out. But guess what? Hill's still up for grabs. It could be anybody's. Pups makes his way through the double doors. Sells is good for 2. Looking for potentially a 3rd here shortly, as he's holding this hill with just a little bit of help from his teammates, but just a few seconds left to go ahead and set up this rotation. It's going to be interesting to see. Aspyre, do we want to go ahead and keep hitting this hill? 5 seconds? I hope not. Let's play for some spawns. This should be checkbook number 1, because like I said, checklist number 1, I guess you can say, but because we're going back to that, scrap hill. Not too much to look for here, but 138 to 75 now on the first set of hills. Looking good for Final Form so far.
Yeah, Pups locking it down. It looks like Diff, the flank man, looking around back, but he got sniffed out here by Sus. Trying to lock each other down there in the corner. Can't find anyone. All the while, the points are ticking away. They cannot make it across this center of the map. They're trying to get in there, but look at this beautifulness. That is Tricks. Marxie's picking away. Finally, Cells makes it across that halfway point, looking for some information from his teammates, see where they can cross. The push does come in. See Tricks holding off that center window, wants to get that rotation if they can ever get over there, but they just can't get this point. Look at the scoreboard right now. Finally, Aspyre catches right back up. It's a 50-point game. We're not far. We're not far.
Yeah, Final Form took a decent little lead. I believe it was Hardpoint 3 or 4, but now Aspyre doing a great job bringing it on back. Give me 146 to 97 for now. New hill will pop. It will be Final Form here ready, but it should be a 3-man push here. 2 coming from the outside, and this is going to be a major push here for Aspyre. Let's get them off this hill. Trophies are out to go ahead and prevent any of that util, but now trying to find the head. Marksy staying alive for now. Tricks falls. Diff finds 1, and that's going to be a big kill over there for Aspyre. It's going to be only 2 players left to worry about. Cells will go ahead and find 1. Bonk still hunting, but he'll play his life for now. Sue out here as well. Nobody able to grab hill time at all, but just a second here. Final Form look to go ahead and collapse onto this hill. 2 coming all the way from opposite side of the map. Tricks with these long range shots trying to find something, but it'll be 3 down for Final Form. So they look to set up for the next hill.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of one team controls half the hill and the other team gets the second half. Both teams pretty much just fight 50-50 shots for rotations, which I love to see. Right here, it looks pretty heavily Final Form, locking it down. But honestly, Aspyre's been able to take over these points and vice versa. So, I mean, the scoreboard shows it as well for how close it's getting. Final Form having it locked down here, but look at Aspyre looking to break it all up. Marxies is looking real hot tonight, 27-13 with 1:15 on the hill. Definitely the hottest guy out. He is frying them up. Look at this. That's an Aspyre 3-man push down the side alley. They're all just jumping around. Oh my God, it's a mess. It's a mess.
A lot of chaos here last few seconds, but speaking of chaos, let's see how these comms are. We're gonna go ahead and head into a quick little listen in and see what these 2 teams are up to. Final Form, let's go with them.
That's really good time.
I'm holding bricks now. I'm holding bricks.
I'm playing
PD's from scrap. I don't know where. I hear you. Top paper. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you.
Go. I'm riding connector. One more in the back, not weak.
Heard you.
I'm just riding connector. 3 in the back, all 4. These 4 back there.
P2. They spawn P2. Ping on P2. I'm wrapping on P2. Give me a second. Give me a second.
I'm gonna go. I'm
Full
gonna
wrapping
top
P2.
PV.
I hear you. Nothing. One. He's on desk time. 2 in time. 2 in time. I'm hitting the back. Back door. Back planners. Absolute planners. Nice.
2 chairs. Both chairs in the same corner.
Yeah, stairs.
I hear
Stay
you.
in time. Stay in time.
Oh.
I'm holding hall 1. Killed 1 hall 2. I'm probably dead here. One more in the back. Yeah, he's on desk time. All right, slow down. Hit together. He's laying down. Nice. Yep, slow down. Slow down. We're fine.
On the desk.
38.
I'm
He's here left.
on top door with
to your
you.
left.
Guess cool, calm, and collected. That's the name of the game right there. I mean, you listened to it there. Final form, sounding good. I mean, they currently have the lead. You know, we mentioned it earlier. Aspyre tried to go ahead and bring it on back, but final form, cool, calm, collected. The things you want to go ahead and see this late in the game.
Yeah, they were doing their call-outs, exactly where the players are. I heard some usernames getting called out, and that's very big. I know a lot of teams, they're just like, oh, one up top, but it could be Marxies, could be Diff. You don't know. You get that kill, you got to make sure you get that name right. Very descriptive, short answers. Just love the communication. The team seemed very well coordinated. The captain, showing off, saying exactly what needs to get done, what point they're going, where they need who, where. I loved it, and it's really showing on the scoreboard how well it's going.
Yeah, Marxies, that's one of the names we need to go ahead and pay attention to. 34 and 15 right now for the side of Final Form. Also, with a minute and 27 seconds on the hill time. So not only is he playing the hill, he's also absolutely frying. I guess you can say he's saucing them on up, but right now, 225. I mean, not going to be the last hill. It's still a little bit of time to go ahead and play with here, but moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see how Final Form, obviously they can play the last one. They can end it here, but Aspyre, it's got to be, all gas, no brakes for these last few seconds of this game.
Yeah, Aspyre, I don't see him holding down a whole 60 for how this game has been going. They started out pretty hot, but it seems like it's just been a 50-50 split. They'll get half and then give the other half up. And Final Form, they're able to hold it just a little longer sometimes. I see them on most of the time they're there to that point first. They're able to lock it down, get the spawns controlled. And I don't see Aspyre getting them spawns locked down. I think that's where they're going to fall short here.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just a few seconds. Come on, Final Form. You know you want it, but they don't want to just keep rushing on in there. They want to push it together as a team because if they get wiped, obviously Aspyre, it's one good hold is all they need to bring this extremely close. Well, 2 really, but getting the last few seconds, 3 seconds is all they need. 25 left on this hill. Marxie's trying to go ahead and solo it on out over here just for a little bit, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and give it up. They may go ahead and just play for the next hill. It's only 3 seconds. They got plenty of time. 190 for Aspyre. So Final Form's got a lot of room to go ahead and work with here. They want to go ahead and, kind of prolong this game, but currently being contested. Looking at these final 2 seconds, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and grab it. Final Form will go ahead and take map number 1, 250 to 195.
Yeah, great round there. I love how slow they played it at the end because just like you said, they could get that full 60. They're right back in the game, so you don't want to give up too much. Just nickel and dime it, get in there, hit it like a team. That's exactly what they were doing, and just clean up that final 5 that we knew they were going to get. And I mean, Marxies, come on now, 38 and 17. He was leading it there. Whew. Crazy.
I mean, Brett, how you feel about after map number 1, man?
Absolutely killer game, man. That was pretty intense back and forth. I have to say, I'm pretty excited to see how close it was, especially when you consider the fact that, I mean, Final Form, got to give it to Marxies, like you said, 38 and 17, practically putting the team on their shoulders. But Aspyre, I do want to give them a shout out. Every single one of their players actually went negative, and yet they still had over 200 points in the hill. That's pretty impressive stuff right there. I mean, something that you had mentioned earlier, hardpoint, it's not just about how many kills you can get, but about teamwork, being able to get those rotations, being able to have that hill time, delay teams on certain pushes, throw out those spawns. And that's exactly what we saw from Aspyre. Even though they did lose that, they did show some promise. So really cool stuff there from them. But yeah, I mean, what the heck was that? I mean, seriously, almost dropping 40 kills in your very first game of the match as well. I mean, this is typically like the warm-up match, right? We see teams kind of getting used to everything. But yeah, having a player like that just coming out of the gate swinging, that's huge. So now that we've wrapped up our very first hardpoint, we're going to be heading into our SND. You guys, you cast a lot of Call of Duty, probably play a fair amount of Call of Duty as well. You've had a really hot game, especially Marxie. You're going into SND. Like, you're feeling pretty damn good about just go ahead and take a map number 2, right?
Oh yeah, you're definitely feeling good. You know, an S&D kills is really where it's at. You know, you got the teamwork, you got all that. But if you're able to get that kill and you don't get traded out, that's so big. You're hitting it with a 4v3 every time. You know, but sometimes it's the other side of it. You're just going way too hot. You're running right into the nades because you got that hot head. And I've seen teams, you know, go as hard as that, you know, almost 40 kills first game. Then they lose the first 3 in S&D because they just got too big of a head. Their ego hits it way too hard. So it's really going to be on the captain of that team to pull all the players together and be like, hey, that was amazing. Let's talk about the weaknesses that we've seen. Who doesn't have the gun skill? If we call out their name, do we push? Do we 2 them? Do we 1 them? It's all going to come through in this little bit of time we have between our S&D game we hit. Right.
Now, Matt, going into our next map, which is going to be on Mercado, what do we know about this particular map? Like, what are some strengths and weaknesses? Should we be seeing more heavily favored A, B bomb? What exactly we're going to be expecting to see from this one?
Honestly, in the amateur league, it's kind of both ways. I see an A and B bomb site. So it's good to me. It's going to be a lot more about kind of like, don't let the middle lane get abused, because if you keep leaving the middle lane open, it's easy for teams to go ahead and completely maneuver to the opposite sides on offense or even on defense. So having some sort of control, whether you're kind of just holding the angle on the defensive side, make sure no one's pushing that front line. I mean, it's going to be needed there, because I've seen a lot of teams get abused, nobody watching the middle lane at all, and teams are just coming straight up the middle, finding those kills, getting a free bomb plant, and it's a 2v4 for most of the time. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for, honestly. It's gonna be making sure lane is under control a majority of this map, at least on the defensive side.
All right. Well, I do want to give a quick shout out though to our partners here today. These guys are actually able to make this happen, helping us out with a lot of things. First of all, Kindred Sauces. As we've said before, very, very delicious sauces, homemade style sauces for your delicious meals. And make sure you do go and check them out. Get Good Host, providing us a solution to leagues, teams, scrims, matches, stat recording. Pretty awesome technology that they have going on there, so definitely do check them out. Freshen Up, provide mixes, variations, flavors to power your day, give you that needed boost for gaming, because everybody needs a boost, especially for Call of Duty. It's a very hyper-active game. And of course, Killer Jerky. Gotta love that jerky. But we're going to be heading into our next map. So Matt, Chef, take it away, boys.
Alrighty, S&D, let's go ahead and get things started. Map number 1 is interesting. Like you said, the negative stat line and everybody having hill time and almost breaking that 200 points is really nice to go ahead and see. But now, you know, S&D's wins championships, right? Chef,
yes,
that's
sir.
what we need to go ahead and see here. Let's go ahead and see. I have to do it again. What are these guys going to be cooking up here? Let's go ahead and find out.
They're hopefully going to be cooking with some of that sauce from our amazing sponsor, that's for sure. But here we go, right off the bat. It's looking like an A rush, and Final Form is quite spread out here. So if they can hit this quick, you know, get it before everyone rotates through, they're going to be able to get control of this building, get that bomb down, and defend it very easily. So let's see what happens. There's no bodies down yet. They're going pretty slow. There we go. The nade comes through. Caster luck right there. And finally, Final Form getting picked off here. Like I said here, taking control of that building.
Yeah, and these last 2 players are going to be looking down mid on the side of Final Form. They're waiting for the cross in front of the shop because they know a majority of these guys are here. But for this bomb to be planted, they are going to have to go ahead and expose themselves. So Marksy's in a great spot looking down mid, but now he's kind of second-guessing himself. That could have costed him that plant, but will he be able to find any? No, but he'll back on up. He'll be found anyways. It's going to be down to the 1v4 in the hands of Tricks now. This is going to be a tough one. Suit, Bonk, Pup, Sus are going to be the lads to go ahead and defend this bomb site. Caught out in the middle, can't find him. That'll be a flawless round here for Aspyre.
Yeah, there we go. You know, like I was saying before, you come out Final Form, hot finish to that map 1, and Aspyre taking that round 4-0, didn't drop a body. And what I really think it was, we seen Final Form spread out on that map, watching all the lanes, you know, doing their job exactly beautiful, seeing where they all are at. But I know damn well that player, I didn't see the name, who was watching the building on A. I don't think they were calling that out well, because they should have been like, hey, you know, all these people are here. No one else seen anyone in their lanes. You guys got to start rotating. Got to hit that early. And those 2 players got caught out in the middle of the map.
All right, all 8 players are here towards the A site. Seems like we found that favorite site Brent was looking for there, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 start. Cells and Bonk both could be able to find a 1v Pups and Tricks for their respective teams now down. Sue finds Marksy, and Dip will fall as well. Now Cells in a 1v3. And this is going to be interesting because Bomb is currently in control of Aspyre, going to be upstairs. in the bar, and now we're just going to go ahead and wait here patiently. It's got 55 seconds left on the clock, and I really don't see anybody on Aspyre getting too aggressive here. Everybody's holding down their lanes. They do know where Cells is, because Cells is one of those players that found that kill, so they know that he's here somewhere, but he's currently just creeping on around. And I don't know,
check
man.
that corner. Check that corner. Come on, Chef's instinct. Turn right around. You got it, buddy. Everyone's spread out. He can get this. He can get this very easily. Check his corner. Oh, he just sprinted there. They definitely know where he's at now. Yeah, that's it. All right. When it's a 1v3, you got to play your corners. Got to play your corners.
But hey, man, it is what it is. Aspyre will go ahead and find 2. It would not surprise me if one of the major things I kind of wanted to point out in round number 1 was the fact that, yes, you knew the entire team was there, and I agree with you 100%. It should have been the calls. I'm surprised we didn't see a player wrap. I'm really surprised we didn't see a player wrap through the defender's spawn there, or attackers, excuse me, on the side of Final Form for round number 1. But here we go. Round number 3, 2-0 start for Aspyre. This is pretty much what you said. You know, Final Form coming off of a great win and then losing the first 3. You know, you kind of mentioned this. Yeah,
Sue and Bonk both on a 3 streak together. I love it. We've seen that stun information come through from Sue. We already got a body down. Diff is out of here. Aspire's up 4-3. Do they have control, though? It doesn't really look like it. We got Tricks working all the way around. So it's really a 4v2 on the point. Wow, Marksies. Beautiful, beautiful. Go ahead.
I was saying, I don't think that was me.
Oh, that was him.
It was Mr. Producer speaking in our ears. Right. Marksies, there you go. Yeah, check your corners. You were saying playing them, and they were. That was easy. Marksies, you know, we saw him, what was it, 38-17, a minute 36 on the hill. Now 1-3 for the side of Final Form. It's going to be Sue and Bonk absolutely popping off. And Bonk's, you know, obviously on his little 4 streak right now, but it will be down to Cells in a 1v3. It's doable. Both players are here, though, and nope. He's got to go cross-side and have dual lens to find both of those kills, so not going to be able to do it there. 3-0 start. Aspyre looking good.
Yeah, you got to come in and you got to play it different. This isn't hardpoint anymore. This is S&D, and a lot of times that losing team on that hardpoint, if they lose like that team did, Aspire's just going to come through and take it in the S&D to start. But now on the flip side, I'd say 9 out of 10 times I see the team like Final Form win 6 in a row. So let's see. You know, it's going to come down to Aspyre, how many strats they're bringing to the game. We've seen A coming in hot, and I love that I just said that because they're all going B right now. So let's see how this B strat works. We got a 3 defense on A and a 1 on B. It's all on how Sus calls this for his teammates to rotate.
Now, I mean, I'm liking the B hit right now. And we got to go ahead and just wait here patiently. Shots going through. There it is. It's going to be the first kill, Final Form, with a man advantage for what I feel like is the first time in forever, at least during this S&D round number 4. Got to get on the board. There it is. Diff can be able to find 1. And I was mentioning this earlier. I wanted to see the wrap from the defenders. You know they're all there. Sue, all you have to do is sit tight right now. Wait for the cross. Wait for your teammate to go in and get on over there. But at the same time, Pups, you got to start moving a little bit more. I believe he's just kind of crouching on around. He's got to go ahead and make a play to help his teammate because it is a 2v4. It's going to be a tough one regardless. Tricks, I believe, he might have spotted out Sue, but now here comes Pups in the back lane. Good to be watching. Marksies going to be able to take him on out with the sniper. It's things I do love to see. Is Final Form. We'll go ahead and find there first.
Yeah, I don't think that the call went through. The read was there. Beautiful B push. And, I mean, if you just don't have the rotation, you just don't have it. Final Form, beautiful strat coming out, getting your team on the board. And this might be the 5 more in a row that we see from them. A beautiful strat. Really not much to say besides that. Good job.
I want to see more of this. I think, you know, maybe this goes around 11, you know. Great start for Aspyre. They had a great idea going on in there. For this, what I mean, though, the lane abuse. Let's see what Sus can go ahead and do. He's going to get there fast. He might be able to pick up 3 here. There's going to be the first. He's going to look for a second. No, he'll be taken on out. But the trade isn't there from his teammate. It will be Cells there covering. Marksies back, excuse me, choking on a little there. But we'll be fine now. But 2v2, Bonk Pups going up against Cells and Tricks. Aspyre has to get this bomb on down sometime soon. But right now, going to be down to the solo man here. It will be Cells. I think the trophy.
Not sure if he got a hit. Yeah, the trophy hit it. So there's no way he didn't see him sitting up there in the corner. Looks like everyone rotating out there might just miss each other here. Yeah, it looks like Pups right in the middle of the map. Ooh, beautiful. Gets Tricks. Look at it traded out now. 2v1. Gets away with it. Cells now by himself, has to get something done, but gets surrounded. He's out of here. Aspyre gets the round.
Could have been bad. You know, he had the bomb in his hands going fast, but, you know, catch the player off guard. Pups, I respect it. Got a, you know, a little bit of ego chow, not really, but, you know, go with that bomb. Could it be super dangerous? But in the end, it did go ahead and work out in their favor. Now 4-1, still in favor of Aspyre. And now we're going to have to wait for final form to, you know, maybe we got to see that final form, you know, the powering up the power levels right now. But honestly, this S&D, a little sorry for the most part. We've had, I believe, one close round outside of their win. Aspire's been kind of steamrolling them for the most part.
Yeah, Aspyre looks real good. They're definitely an A team. Final form should probably start hitting more of their B strats because that's the only round they won so far. But let's see how A works. It was definitely read by the defense. They're right there waiting for them. They have building control. Mark sees, gets a few shots there. I would have liked to seen him push in there, but oh, he was getting shot from the back. Just barely clips it. Very injured. Gets in through the doors, just out of the line of sight of the Aspyre player. That could have been real ugly. Now look at this, 1v3. Mark sees is the man to get it though. Not an S&D so far. Playing his corners. Oh man, what do you do if you're Marksies in this situation?
Your best. That is what you do. You do your best, honestly. And he's going to be spotted on out. They know that. Did he just come with a stun? There's no way
he got stunned out.
Shot.
Is that going to be final kill?
Do
Please.
1 HP. Stuns do 1 HP.
Yes.
Oh my god, he did it. Oh, it was a nade. Was it a nade?
Oh, all right.
I can't even tell.
That's a nade. That's a nade.
It's a nade. We're good.
He got cooked.
He got cooked. There's the sauce. Oh man,
chef's kiss. Love a nice cooked grenade.
I was like, can you smell what the chef's cooking? He's cooking a cooked grenade.
Yeah, I mean, it's already a 1v3 and you're gonna do him like that. Here we go. Sus pulling out the sniper. That's what I want to see. Production, stay on this man right here. I want to see some nasty snipe right off the start. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, no one's running that way.
Oh.
Wow, imagine getting beamed with the sniper. That's rough. That's rough.
Sus. We won't talk about it. But here we are, getting aggressive now. I'm actually liking this play quite a bit. I believe Strick's getting aggressive. Cells, Marksman, both going to be able to find one, and Bonk already going to be the staircase here. He knows he's surrounded. What is he going to be able to do here, though? Is now everyone just jumping all around. They know do they know he's here? I don't know if they've seen him or not, but
this is the best way to get it.
Chilling, yeah, I would say he can find one easily and then maybe catch a second. There's number one. They know where he's at, and don't give him the 1v1s. This is one of the riskiest things you can do in any competitive shooter, is giving him the individual 1v1s in these clutch situations, especially with an AR up close and personal. But they know where he's at. They can hit him all together. But there it is, another 1v1, but he'll lose it that time. Aiming for the head. I could have been really, really bad there for final form there.
I mean, good on Bonk for just showing up that, you know, he had a chance, and it was clearly showing. You know, out of the thousands of matches that I've casted, out of the 1v3s and 1v4s that I've seen the one win, it was in building fights like that, where you just split them apart, split them up, let their ego get to them, be like, oh, it's a 1v4, you know, let's chill out. Let's just, you know, play over here and swap our guns a million times, and we already won. But no, they're going around, like, they're sweating, their whole team's watching, the whole Twitch is watching, everyone's watching. I mean, you gotta win it.
Oh, Cells. Nice little nade kill there, / car explosion to get things started over here for final form. I believe it was a 3-0 start, then turned into a 5-1. Now here we are, 5-2. Aspyre needs to just go ahead. Just find, you know, simple, either a little defuse or 4 kills. Very square. It's easier said than done, but Marksi's in a great position. That's what I'm talking about. But no, the sub not going to favor him. And it will be Bonk almost able to find that kill, but Bomb will go ahead and get planted here on the B site. You called it earlier. You want to see more of those B strats, as Pubs will go ahead and find Diff. And now that's going to go ahead and equalize things into a 3v3. They know where 2 players are on the side of Aspyre. And final form, let's go ahead and see where they go ahead and react now as they're getting completely naded on out. That's going to be 1 now, down 2v3. And now it's going to be Marksi's getting aggressive, finding 1. Looking for 2, and that's going to be the cleanup as well.
Wow.
Marksi's good for 2. The teammate finding the last. That'll be now 5-3 final form. Still in this game. I'm smelling around 11, and they may have just caster cursed it.
Yeah, that was definitely an amazing end. Final form needed it too. It's not like, oh, you know, they're doing good, they should have a good. No, like they're playing for their life here. They're playing for the 2-0 start. They definitely want this, and you can tell they need it. Aspyre, if they get this, we're going to game 4 at least. So, good on them if they can get it. But Final Form playing pretty flawlessly there, but we're looking at an A push, which is Final Form's weakness.
Let's go ahead and see what they can go ahead and do, though. I'm liking this, keeping it spread, but when you play like this, I don't like it when people play so aggressive, but if they take control of the building, I'm loving this. Spots the foot. That's a pretty kill there. March sees 8 and 6, had a bit of a slow start, and now look at this. They have the player currently in the attacker's spawn, and this could get dicey for the side of Aspyre. Diff, you are 1 and 6, bud. You got to go ahead and go huge here, whether it's just for intel or not. Trix also in a power position here as well. In now. Oh, God, there goes Diff. It's going to be down to Trix at a 1v3. He's going to be spotted. This may be it. They're just going to go ahead and fully flood him as Trix still going to be hunted for anything at this point. Still going to be found. The bomb will go ahead and start getting planted as well. Might be able to find him on the escape, but I'm not too sure. 3 and 5, Mr. Trix has to go big here. This will be play of the series if he goes ahead and wins this one on out.
Yeah, he's playing it right. I mean, this tunnel's so tough. Just looking at that window, you're at such a disadvantage, but he gets away from it. 28 health. That 30 seconds left. The bomb is down. Oh my gosh, 1v2. They know where he's at. He's been playing this tunnel like crazy. Misses the stun. That might do him in right there. Oh my gosh, he wins the battle. Oh, but he was too weak to keep it going. I think if he landed that stun, he would have got it. That would have stunned him out. Chowed the other guy, go back to the first, and he would have had it. Aspyre gets it, 6-3.
Absolute insanity coming in here from Final Form there at the last few seconds. But Aspyre, a great S&D overall. And, you're going to go ahead and get yourself on the board. And I don't know, man, just that seeing Diff there, that 1 and 7, man, I needed more from him. If he finds one more kill, we could be going another round kind of situation, But honestly, it's one S&D. These guys said, I believe, if we're looking back on the notes we had earlier, Aspyre, best mode is control. That's what's coming on up. And we will be guaranteed a second hard point at least. So,
yes, sir.
We might be seeing another S&D in the future. But, Brett, what'd you like, what'd you hate, and what do you need to see more of?
You are absolutely correct there. They are going to be able to stay alive, at least for another map within this series. Final Form, you like to think that they're coming in hot, but that was a good point. Hard point teams doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a good S&D team. Mm-hmm. And, Marksy just really started off slow. Some notes on that one. We had basically, First Bloods were pretty even, I think, throughout the most part in that particular game. But I will say at the very start of that, it didn't matter if the First Blood was going to be on Aspyre or if it was Final Form. Aspyre was just absolutely rolling through them. It was up until, I think, round 4 until we even saw them getting onto the board. It just absolutely looked like they were lost. So interesting to see that kind of move coming on out there. But pretty nice regain, I would have to say. I mean, they did look like they were starting to get some footing there at the end. So pretty interesting stuff there. Now, as far as on that map, you did mention a lot about how we just weren't really seeing a whole lot of B pushes, but on the B pushes that we did see, I think it was for Final Form, it was fairly successful. So, what's the deal with why didn't we see more of that, those rotations coming in later on? What was it that maybe they saw that we weren't seeing?
Yeah, and I mean, overall, I got to see it towards the end of it. I believe Chef mentioned it a few times, and obviously you just did as well with those B pushes. One thing I was really wanting more of was those flanks, and we saw it there from Diff towards the end. That would have been the game changer, the difference, win or loss in that round, I guess you can go ahead and say. But I don't know, man. It just, Diff, if he was hitting a little differently, I think we'd still be going into that match. Or that's what really upsets me right there and kind of irks me. But we are going into the control, and
it is rough.
It's going to be all different.
Yeah, it's rough having a guy kind of faltering there just a little bit. Chef, you're in an S&D. You're in one of the very last rounds. You are only on 1 kill, right? You're struggling to get anything going on. How exactly does that really, hurt the team there? I mean, you guys just shake that off and just all right, it didn't happen. Don't be blaming. What's actually going on?
So what normally I would do is give him the bomb. Be like, all right, you're the bomb guy. I just need you to get this down. You're good at dying. Don't die till after you planted the bomb, and you're good. You're good. Just put the bomb down. If you're defending, play the information. Be like, hey, you good at a sniper? Get your kill, get traded, and get out of here. That's fine. But just listen. Get out there in a good spot. If you're gonna die, make sure it's for information at least. I know Matt brought that up too. Where's he going? He's getting information. Because that's huge. You can get. Happened a few times, honestly, in that 1v3 at the end there where he almost came back from it. I was off of information from Diff, so good on him for that.
All right, well, we're going to take a really quick break before we do head on into Control Hotel. That should be a pretty interesting one shaping up, especially because it is something that Aspyre is supposed to be pretty darn good at. But we're going to take a quick break. Make sure you get your kindred sauce. Make sure you get your freshen up and even your killer jerky. And we're going to have some fun time here coming up in just a few minutes.
One up top, but you know, it could be Marxies, could be div, you don't know, you get that kill, you gotta make sure you get that game right. Very descriptive, short answers, just love the communication. The team seemed very well coordinated. The captain, you know, showing off, saying exactly what needs to be done, what point you're going, where.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for sticking around. Short little break there, but you are definitely in for a treat. We are going to be moving on into Hotel Control. And this is a map that's pretty exciting. Hotel overall has been a pretty decent map just for the game in general. So this one definitely should be some fireworks, especially since Aspyre is supposed to be pretty darn good on Control itself. Now, we are 1-1 so far. Both of these teams tying it up. Final form really looking good in that hard point, especially kind of like what Matt was saying before, superstar players making that difference in a respawn. And that's what we saw with Marksy. Now, will Aspyre have one of those players kind of show up, or kind of like what we were talking about beforehand as well, is it just going to come down to teamwork? So Matt, what are you thinking here?
Honestly, I mean, we were all talking a little bit while there was intermission. You know, one site's always going to be for free. It's going to be that A site, and it's going to be a matter how you push it together as a team. And one thing I do like, you know, I have positives for both teams. Positive that I see for Aspyre, everybody's consistent on their squad, and everybody's together a majority of the time. The thing I like about Final Form is that pretty much anybody can turn up at any time they need. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've seen it more in the hands of Marxies more than anybody, but I mean, we've seen cells pop off, we've seen tricks pop off, and Diff being that hard anchor for the most part is what I'm observing. It's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna go ahead and push and like take these hills together, because you know, A site's practically free.
Absolutely. And you know, in that hard point, you had mentioned kind of, you know, playing defense, offense, but Marksy had, I think, the most amount of hill time in that particular match, which is pretty insane, because typically your high kill count guys are the ones floating around the map going for those flanks. You know, they're the ones getting down and dirty. And to see a guy in the hill being able to do that, it's pretty darn impressive. But, you know, going over into control, Chef, is that kind of going to fit into Marksy's play style, being able to get on that hill, being able to get that time, get that capture status, and still being able to, you know, find those kills? Is it going to be a possibility?
It all really depends on how the team split off their duties, really. You know, is he out there to slay? Is he out there to push them off the objective? Or is he just there to get some points? You know, he could just be playing defense as well. You know, when you're on the offense, you get your guys there. You know, you need one pushing up, got to push that spawn back, and I can see his gun skills being able to be that assertive dominance that just sets up a brick wall. Like, hey, you ain't getting past this guy unless you push 3 towards us, and then we'll all just spawn on the other point and take that one. So I can definitely see his gun skill bringing on at least 2 players per fight with him.
Now, how important are we going to be seeing, making sure, especially if you are the attacking team, to not be getting pinned back? Like, I have to admit, guys, you know, I skipped Vanguard. Nothing against the game too much. It just wasn't really my thing. But, you know, back in the Cold War days, that was a death sentence right there if you were not able to make sure that you stayed out of your spawn. How bad can we see a spawn trap happening on Hotel? Or is it one of those maps that's a little bit more forgiving, Matt?
Nah, it can be brutal, man. It's, especially if you can get full control of lobby is insane over here on Hotel. So it's going to be, you know, like we said, what we can go ahead and see, because you can be spawn trapped in both the offense and the defense. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're able to go ahead and find the first hill, whether it's A or B, drawing a blur right now, that's the free hill and the attackers. Sometimes spawns can be a bit more forgiving, and sometimes you do see the occasional COD spawn where you do spawn directly behind the enemy that's currently spawn trapping you. So, you know, it does happen. But I mean, in terms of like the firepower, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to call it too early. I really think if there is going to be any spawn trapping, it's only going to be for just a handful of kills. I think both these guys, especially in the hard point, have proven that they're able to break out of these awkward situations with these spawns and going into the hills. So, I mean, especially Marxies, I mean, he's been the guy who's typically been on the hill, getting himself into the hill as well, typically by himself. So, I mean, breaking those spawn traps, like you mentioned though, Brett, like those spawn traps can be brutal, but I you know, maybe I'll bite my tongue later, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and safely say I think they might be better. Excuse me. Words are very hard all of a sudden. I think they're gonna be better off. You know,
it's a Monday. You can't expect us to really be thinking through. We still have, you know, whole day to get through. Anyways, Chef, talking about, you know, kind of momentum. Maybe a momentum shift that may come in, but when it comes to control, you know, being able to have attacker defender, what side do you really think has an advantage? And do you think that maybe kind of what we saw with Final Form, where they were able to kind of get out to a big lead in hardpoint, they're able to kind of capture that first round if they are on attacking side, maybe get out there to, you know, in front of everything? Is that going to make a big difference? Does it really matter if you're on defense or attack on this particular map?
You know, honestly, like you said, their particular map, it definitely matters, because there's certain maps where you want to start out attacking, because when it gets to that round 5 control, you know, you want to be on the attacking because it's very easy. And honestly, on Hotel, I've seen it kind of go both ways. It depends on the strengths of your team and how they outweigh the weaknesses of the opposing team. So, like, if we got a really good attacking team out there, they want to be attacking first, obviously, because I can see for how this series is going that we might get a round 5 control here. It's the only control map out of the 5, obviously, so the teams have to go big. And we were told that, you know, one in particular might be a little stronger here. I'm not sure if they said it was attacking or defending is their strong suit. Do we have any clarification on that?
I think it was just control in general.
Okay, all right.
General, yeah. Nothing,
Yeah, well, control in general, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter for them, right? But in general, I've seen attacking is the round you want first, because that 5th round, that's what you're going to be doing again. So that's where, you know, it's off balance slightly. And it comes to kills too. So it could be balanced. It could be attacking.
All right. Well, going to be interesting to see which one is going to be able to take it off first. But let's go ahead and take a look at our division setup right now, as we are going to be getting through for this particular season. So there are our 4 divisions that we are seeing right in front of us. Division C, or Division Charlie. That is the one that we are currently spectating right now. But it's a lot of really cool teams that are going to be up, and really interesting matches that we're going to be seeing here in the next couple of weeks. Now, out of all of these divisions, just curious, guys, what team is something that you guys are like, all right, yeah, those guys, they're going to be really hard to beat?
All right. I think Division Delta, just because of natural talent and hype esports. I know those are 2 of the bigger names in K7 League, but so is M7 over there in Beta, Millennium 7, you know. It's just, I know they're really good amateur esports org that does a great job with finding those up-and-coming talents. But, you know, Monolithic, another bigger name over here in the K7 League, or just in amateur esports in general. And then obviously, you know, Clemson, name's Clemson. But I'm not too entirely sure how these teams stack on up. But I think we're going to be getting to the game here shortly. But something else, you know, while we're loading into the next map that I want to mention, Brett, is that, you know, something we don't see in these divisions? The champions. Dawn of Chaos, those are the last season champions. James season, I believe it's Chloe, Gobla, and Selviz. I'm probably going to say all those names wrong, but I don't think any of them are returning this time around.
No, they are not. But yeah, we are going to be heading into our next map, guys. Make sure you go check out Kindred Sauce's delicious homemade sauce styles for your delicious meals. It's delicious. They're all delicious. Go check them out. They're awesome. They partnered here with K7 to make this thing happen. And yeah, Matt, Chef, take it away. Match number 3.
I think what we need to do here, Chef, if we need to put up a tweet, 100 likes, and we see Mr. Hero have the hottest dab sauce, whatever they got there on a chicken wing, like hot ones, all right? We got to do that. We got to get a hot one set up with Kindred, all right? 100 likes, let's do it. Someone make it happen. But here we are. Aspyre going to be looking like they're going to be on the offense. First things first, is they're already going to be down on over here. 2 players over here on the side of Final Form for each site. It's going to be an interesting one. First blood will go in favor of Aspyre. It'll be Sue getting things kicked on off.
Yeah, I love that they're pushing B here. B is usually the one that gets hit second. So I love this. Hit it hard. That the black team color a little hard to see on your screen there, but I believe that is a first tick down. Yeah, that's progress right there on B. It's just Sue on the spot here. Oh, the team, everyone's spawning back in that corner. Okay. So Trix is kind of just chilling over there on A. Sus in a 1v1 pretty much for the whole spot. Trix is getting off of it, but it's just bodies getting thrown on B. Progress, that's a second tick now. Lives are tied. B progress is huge. Now they're going to see A. Gonna get some progress as all of them defend B, and that's really how we see control all the time. It's push B. When you all die, you all spawn on A, and no one's there.
Push, pull, push, pull. That's the name of the game right here. As Bonk and Sus both came out to find one each. Aspyre, you know, this is one of their better modes, and I'm going to believe it for now. They are having a great start so far. 2 ticks, and they're about to capture the A site. Come on, just one more second. It's all they need, and that's what they got. And now only 1 more tick left here on the B site with 2 minutes left and 22 lives, buds. It's looking great here so far for Aspyre.
Yeah, Cells is the money position right now. He's up there on balcony looking over everything. You need someone up in apartment. Looks like Trix is going up there. They're laying on it. This progress is happening. Cells is on a streak. Wow, that was so close. He's able to zero it out. We need people up there in garage, in apartment. That's such a huge spot. If Aspyre can take control of this, you have the high ground. You're able to see everything. You get 1 player to push back the spawn. That's pretty much how you take B every time. But look at Final Form. That's a full wipe. It's just Pups in there sneaking around. He doesn't have his Deddy piled up yet. We're going to catch one off the ladder. Oh, he just has to work through here. Oh, going to get taken out.
Cells.
Wow.
Dude, 10-1 for Cells right now. He's currently on an 8 streak. He's having the time of his life, but 1 tick and a minute 12 left. Those kills are super important because Final Form, I mean, what we saw is a great start for Aspyre, but now with Cells popping off and Tricks, I believe, finding a triple, it has completely stunted this momentum that we saw from Aspyre. So far, so good for Aspyre, but they got to close things on out. Now, if we do see OT, the ticks are going to help them. But now, Pup's going to be able to find one. Same with Sue. It's going to be 15-9 in terms of lives. Deddy will go ahead and be Pop. Pups is looking around. He's trying to find something. But right now, just above him will be a player. Solo pushing this hill is not it. And they're going to get all the intel knowing you're pushed on up. But that's going to be a kill for him, surprisingly, despite a player being right above him. Sue, Pups, both with one, like I mentioned there. But now getting into the back line, see if he can catch him off those respawns. They know he's there. They got a contest, though. And that will be the first round for Aspyre. Final Form did not give up. They looked like they were in the game there for just the final minute or two there, but in the end, Aspyre, a hot start and a hot finish.
Final Form had it on kills. They pretty much just lost their positioning. We seen all of Aspyre push through, like I said, control the spawns, and they were spawning all the way up in Restaurant to defend that, and Final Form just could not refill fast enough. Aspyre just took the round there, and they were about to lose it, but it's that map positioning and pushing that spawn out. Control is all about controlling the spawns, really, and just working their deaths over and over and over. And if you're able to capture some points in the meantime, you know, let's get it.
First blood here will be Sue, surprisingly finding that kill. It'll be Tricks as well, finding one for the lads of Final Form, but that will now be a second in their favor, trying to go and push on up as they are already on the A site. Got the left side on lock, got the right side on lock as well for the side of Final Form. Got to find these kills. They got to start moving faster because that tick will be there now on the A site. They're probably just going to go ahead and just wait for them to push on out, but that's now Sue on that 5 streak. What we love to see, 8 and 7 for him. Bond can't get things started, but Cells wants to make something happen, but it'll be Tricks to find that kill. That will be another free little A or free round or start, what are we going to say here for it now? Final Form as they look to go ahead and get set up in the spawns of Aspyre.
Yeah, great defense there. Restaurant's really hard to attack from. There's just so many angles with such beautiful cover. I mean, that's why usually they just give it up, because you're just throwing bodies and you're just losing lives going at it. Once you have control of Restaurant, like that's pretty much it. And now we're going to look at Aspyre here with not too great of a defense, honestly. I do like where Diff is at. I'd like to see Diff pick this one up. Cells is doing really good cleaning out this apartment. There's only one man left in there. Sus. Ooh, is able to get a double. Wow, that's huge. Now that's just going to leave Tricks over there. But look, they did not push up through the spawn. They have to get into that garage. 2 players spawned right inside apartment, and that's going to refill this position to where Final Form can get in and get some ticks, and it looks like progress is happening.
They got to go and find that first tick. Minute 30 left on the clock. It will be stopped because they are on the hill. But these kills coming on through. Cells could be able to find that second player one shot. He does find the first. Diff finds one. Bonk could be up top. Tricks is looking for him. Can't do it. Staying alive. Just kidding. He'll fall now as the first tick on the B site will be captured. Working on number 2. We're halfway there. It's now Cells and Marksy both going to fall to Mr. Pups. He's looking for more, though. As now Tricks potentially losing his life. He shallowed the player in mid now down. Minute 20 left on this hold. Pretty much carbon copy of what we saw here in round number 1, where we saw Aspyre hot start, slowed down, and then pick it back up towards the end. Maybe this time we'll see for Final Form. It's Aspyre starting to get these kills in that kill department. Now 17-16, a minute 5 left on the clock. Final Form to try and get this hill.
Yeah, and we look at lives pretty much tied up, and I love how you said it's pretty much similar to how the first match started in, bodies and coverage. But I will say the main difference here is there's only 1 tick at B instead of 2. And with 45 seconds left, it doesn't look like this is going to come to bodies, even though Diff is picking it up right now on that 5 streak. Pups is answering it with his 4. So it's really going to come down to them having to capture this point. See a little bit of progress going down. Pups is in a perfect spot to try and defend this. We see all of Aspyre is surrounding this point to try and slow down this progression, and it's all coming to play right now. See what Pups can get done, but he couldn't get out there. Ooh, but we do have 2 players. Bonk, quite weak here, gonna have to dip down. Oof, couldn't get it done.
Cells going massive here. That's going to be 3 for him, and just this life below 17-6. Marksy's, I mean, whether he found any kills or not, Marksy's had to been play. Like, don't get me wrong, Cells, those kills are beautiful. The rest of the team on that site, but as soon as Marksy peeked from lobby there, Aspyre didn't know what to do. MWII wasn't finding those kills, but he was keeping Aspyre confused. They had to look at too many angles to find those kills, and I think that's what set them up for success there. Cell had a beautiful round there, and honestly, it's looking pretty good for Final Form. So both of the attacking sides both of these teams seem to favor that attacking side so far, and I believe you mentioned that before, how people do like attacking on this map a bit more. But 12 and 14 for Sue, going against that 17 and 6 for Cells. Those are the two players I want to keep watching, but I'm still kind of waiting for MWII to pop off here.
Yeah, MWII's a little reserved, possibly. Lives are very important. We see a great start here from Final Form. Maybe it's just not his map. Maybe it was just that first map was a fluke for him. The S&D, he wasn't going too crazy. Bonk has definitely been very consistent throughout all of the rounds. We see him very, very hot out there. And real hot in the restaurant right now. Aspyre making some progress. It doesn't look like Final Form's going to be able to get in there and clean them off if they can't win this push right here. Sus right on the corner. There we go. Take your shoulder peeks. Don't ever just run in there all willy-nilly. Oof, there we go. Another corner chow. Wow, Sus, great job. Looking for 3. Oh my gosh, Sus. Insane right there. A is on the back of Sus right now, that's for sure. As the teams are going to start rotating out, and Pups is in a good spot to do so.
He is the assassin of the A site. Sus looking so good, man. 13-12 for him, but now pushing on forward. I mean, they went ahead and found that A site, so, long run, well, oopsie, but, but Final Form gonna be able to, try and hold on here for as long as they can. Bonk just hiding behind the receptions desk, man. They don't know what to do. They don't know he's there at all. He's going to start pushing on up. He's trying to find this kill. Oh, but the COD timing, he'll still find one, knowing one more still down under. Surely they know he's there. If not, this could be bad. They do go to find him. Bonk finding his second of this life and of this whole. 2 more players. We'll go ahead and start making their way on over. It will be MWII. He's good for 2 to get Aspyre off of his hills. He will be taken on out by Sue, but Trix is there to trade him on out. Action is absolutely everywhere. And right now, it will be a hold, obviously, coming from Diff, but no, he'll go ahead and be taken on out. Nobody here to defend. This should be another free tick here on the side of Aspyre.
Yeah, a lot of progress happening. Aspyre in great positioning. They are going to get surrounded here. It's going to come down to their gun skills and what Sus can do for his team, and Sus is able to do a lot, that's for sure. Bonk going to get taken out. Heavy hitter on the point. It doesn't look like they're going to get any more progress here. We see Pup flipping through. Popping the Deddy, that's real big here. He's definitely going to get some kills. Sue on the 2 streak. You see there up top. Beautiful double. Look, he's going to have to slow him down. MWII, let's see him turn it up. So aggressive, so aggressive. MWII could have ran out there to fight it, but he's not going to. Aspyre, good job bullying that last tick through.
It's just looking so good, these offenses, man. Once again, a lot of push and pull as we need to see in, pretty much any respawn here in Call of Duty, whether, hardpoint, uplink, capture the flag, control, obviously, but a lot of push and pull. It's what we need, and it's what we're getting here from both of these sides. 21 and 17 now for Sue. Don't get me wrong, 12 and 15 and 12 and 14 for both Bonk and Pups. But dude, those guys have been hard anchoring. Don't let those stats deter you from the fact that they're doing decent. But this is what I wanted to touch up on real quick. 21 and 13 for Cells, but 10 objective kills.
10.
That is absolutely insane. He is that hard ankle we were kind of wanting. Maybe, oh God, never mind. Hello, what just happened there? Pup's good for a 3 out of nowhere. As soon as I'm just talking about my boy Cells here, Pup said, shut up, Matt, watch this. As he's going to go ahead and keep on going. That's 4. He's going to be looking for 6 in total here, actually. Speaking of the devil, has 6 objective kills for himself. That's going to be number 5. Looking for number 6. He's 1 bullet away from doing it. It'll be Trix to shut him on down. What a great start there, coming from Pups to get those lives. Kind of in favor for Aspyre right now.
Yeah, Pups took him a 3-man lead on lives. That was his restaurant. He was the chef there for a second. He was cooking it up for sure. 1-man show, so good on him there. Final Form, looks like they're making some progression here. And from what we're seeing back and forth throughout the rounds, the big picture here, attacking is definitely what these teams are good at. And with this round 5, Aspyre taking the final round of attacking, I think that Aspyre can come out on top here. The defense, big defense for B. If Aspyre gets this, that's it. It's over. We're not going to see another one. But I think Aspyre just has a lot looking in their favor for this control.
Moving forward, man. Trix is currently just trying to do his best, sitting in the spawn of Aspyre right now, trying to get those free kills. He's a little bit too extended though, so they're going to start spawning kind of in that middle lane area of lobby because he's going to be pushed down the street. So it may kind of, I don't know if it's going to benefit whoever, but right now on the hill, one tick, no, actually won't go in favor of Final Form there. And I think they need to start go ahead and pull Trix off back from that hold. I would say, yes, get him posted up here. This is such a much better spot. And now they have all the crosses confirmed. Sus and Sue both able to find one. And it's good to go ahead and be down to Trix and Diff to hold down this position for as long as possible. Not go for hill time right now. That's smart. What they need to do is they need to go and find these kills and regroup with the rest of the team.
Yeah, Pups just sneaking in there. Yeah, I figured he was going to win that chow. Trix was in a great spot, pushed that spawn out of Aspire's favor, which is exactly what they needed to do. But they just lost too many bodies, and Aspyre just came in, closed shop. But Final Form looking like they're making a little bit of a comeback. Pups gonna have to clean this one up, see what he can get done back there. We see Bonk spawning, refilling. We need Final Form here to push back that spawn. History, you can kill one, you can kill two, you can kill five, but they're just gonna keep on coming. You gotta work that spawn. Final Form looking real red there in the kill feed, but just not enough. Still could not get that second tick, and it looks like Pups wants to clear this one off. Marksy's right there to win the battle, and he does. A lot of red in the kill feed. 20 seconds left on the clock. The lives are pretty much tied. It's going to come down to capturing again. We see some progress on B. Final tick coming through. Trix is going heavy. That spawn did not get pushed out, but Final Form gets it. Wow, what a round. We're going to round 5 control.
Things we love to see. Round 11 S&Ds and round 5 controls. What a great little play there. And what's massive too is that when you mentioned it, map 1, I'm going to go all the way back to that. They did not forget the player that was on the second floor. I believe, I don't know who we were watching that perspective there at the last second, but they were hunting for that last player. They got a full wipe of 3. They're like, all right, they're thinking to themselves, this one player could screw us over. He really could, and we've seen it happen multiple times. We've already had multiple multi-kills in this series, and you know, that was just a huge moment there. Final Form, cool, calm, and you know, collected kind of thing. But I need to see more right now from, I mean, both these squads. And right now, Final Form defending, things I don't like to see from a Final Form is that right now, Aspyre. I mean, we've seen all offensive wins so far, and Diff getting started with a double. Lascelles going to be able to find one of his own, continuing his 3 streak from last round. Wow. And Diff going to be able to find that another kill for himself. That's another multi-kill in, I mean, for just in this series.
Aspyre got wiped. They got completely wiped. They're going to have to work just to get A at this point. Look at the defense from Final Form. They read this beautifully. They're all coming through kitchen right now. It's a battle for the restaurant here on A. The lives not in Aspire's favor. Positioning not in their favor. And Trix. Oh my gosh, it's all Final Form again. They all got wiped again. They're all getting pushed back in the corner. Now we see Cells looking to push this spawn trap. Everyone getting split out. Oh my gosh. So Cells is winning his fights. 8-kill deficit. Final Form is in the lead right now. They still haven't gotten a single tick. Aspyre needs to get on this A point. This is it. This is control round 5. This is for the point for the series. Oh my gosh. What are we seeing here, Matt?
Cells popping off on a 5 streak, 31 and 18. I think we saw 31 earlier from Marks in the hard point, but there it is. Marksies, Trix, both gonna go ahead and fall. This should be a free A take now. Yeah, and it looks like Final Form, they're gonna go ahead and give it on out. They have the life control right now and no takes on B, but they need to set up, and that's what we're gonna see. 7 in the back line, 8 in mid on your radar to go ahead and potentially take these players on out, and that will be the first of 4 to go ahead and potentially fall here, as it will be Bonk trying to find this trade as Diff wants to go ahead and hold down just outside of lobby right now is in the back line. It will be Trix to fall as well, and that's going to be a huge double for Aspyre to potentially get them around this hill, and that's what they need to do. They need to start squeezing onto this hill. The wrap is there for Sue. He's holding the back line and could find some free kills as Trix will go ahead and fall. The 22 to 15 life deficit for Final Form, but let's go ahead. Let's see how the attackers are doing right now. Let's go for a little quick listen in with Aspyre.
Right side P4 weak. Right side P4. Yeah, I think there's still one luggage, bro.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Luggage weak. Pushed out. It's him. Now it's him. I got your whole cross.
Someone look over me, bro.
Reception. P4.
Heard
Yeah, reception. I'm winning here.
Heard you.
Yo, I got your mid low key.
Yo, P4, left side. Yo, right side P4 desk, okay?
I got mid.
L desk.
Yo,
One's on reception. Dead. Nice.
One.
One's L desk.
One's L desk. Quick, careful.
Oh no.
I'm going top bed. I'm going top
I'm
bed.
trying to play my life here. No, front reception.
Heard
He's
you.
just holding it from P4 arch. Yeah.
Right side P4,
One
guys.
shot left side P4. All right, we got like one last push here, guys. Hit it together.
One's on hill.
One
Trying to
bottom
clear
bed.
the bottom luggage.
You heard it there. They sound a little panicked, but overall, really great comms. You heard it there. Last push, 30 seconds left now in this game, or 10 seconds, excuse me, now. I'm looking, excuse me, but this is going to be the final push. They got one tick, and Cells is going to be here in the corner, going to be able to find the one, looking for more, and this looks, we're going to take a defense win here on the control. I mean, we saw a lot of the attacking, just win, and we saw it there, something special. That was a beautiful start. I believe it was Cells who we mentioned there earlier. He had such a good game, man. It's so hard just to see, like, it was a back and forth the entire game, but then it was the first hot start we've seen coming from a defense, and that's what won in that game. Yeah,
Cells reached his final form on that one for sure. Tricks holding down the restaurant with him. Great team. Great teamwork, great positioning, great defense, great offense, great map positioning, great spawn control. Brett, talk to us, man. What did you see from your angle?
Rest in peace, Brett.
Brett. Rip.
Brett.
To be completely honest with you, yeah, that was a mistake, but we're going forward. Anyways, yeah, final form. That was very, very impressive to see that in that very last round. I do want to point out the fact that Cells was 30 non-traded kills. That's pretty damn impressive. I mean, yeah, that was absolutely going off. He was a beast on the map, like you guys mentioned before. And the interesting thing is that this team is definitely got some superstars, and they're stepping up when they absolutely need to. We saw that from Mars guys from the map number 1. We're seeing that from Cells in map number 2. Now we're heading into map number 3 for Hardpoint. This is going to be a little scary for Aspyre, especially because, that was supposed to be their better mode. Now, they looked great. It was amazing to see how well in control they were for the majority of that match. But real quick, let's go into that round number 5 there. Chef, what happened to Aspyre? How did they get in such a terrible position at the very start of that round?
I think it was just all red. They had their kills. They had restaurant control. It was the A read. The whole attacking, every attacking round, besides that first one, it was A, right? They won that B on the first one. They're like, we're reading it. It's back and forth. They got to be hitting A. And what an amazing read. They held that restaurant down, and they didn't get a single body. It was like 30, 45 seconds. And Aspyre, they didn't get a tick. They didn't get nothing. They had one player try and go B, wasn't happening. And then Final Form pushed through, got them to spawn right where they wanted them, worked the kills down, worked them down so far. And finally, Aspyre was able to get what they should have had from the beginning, get that A point. And by then, they were so far behind on time, on positioning, on kills. There was just nothing else that they had left for them in that round.
Yeah, really interesting to see how that breakdown actually happened because as you guys pointed out, and I believe it was round number 4, Pups just absolutely demolished there in that lobby. It was just amazing to see. I think he got 6 kills before he finally got taken down, if I wasn't mistaken. Yeah, fantastic job coming in from Final Form there in the last one. Now, going into this next hard point, we are going to be going back over onto Mercado. What are you expecting to see from this one? So, I mean, we did see some really good rotations coming out in Final Form in that very first map, but I also think Aspyre to a certain extent, I mean, they were kind of cold. We saw a really good respawn game in control from them. They looked decent. They were trading some kills pretty fairly throughout that entire match. Going into this hard point, they're warmed up. You think we're going to be seeing a different team coming out of them, Matt?
Oh, I think we saw it there in that control. I think I 1,000,000,000% agree with you there. I think we're going to go 100% see a different team there. I mean, we saw, just look at the stats alone. If you compare them, I know they're 2 completely different modes, but they're both respawns, right? You had over here on map number 1, I mean, the most impressive player was, I believe, 24 and 28. That was Sue, but everybody held around him on the 20+ kill margin. And then moving forward here, now we're going to go ahead and go to that control. Sue, 29-27. I think this hard point may be a bit differently. And another thing we have to consider is that S&D we saw earlier, that was very heavily favored towards Aspyre. They played the map really well, and I want to see how they can translate that from an S&D to now a hard point, how they're going to go in and play this map.
Yeah, that is going to be pretty interesting there. And this is all on the line right now. Aspyre has to win this map in order to take it to a map number I almost said 6. Map number 5. It's Monday. Give me a break, man. I'm
You're waking up.
Mike. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, yeah. So it's their last opportunity here to take it to that map number 5. But if we do take it to a map number 5, it is going to be scary just how well they did play, like you said before. Now, excuse me. When we are in this kind of situation, Chef, your back's up against the wall. You just lost what was considered your best mode, right? What are we feeling going into it? Especially because in that listening, like they didn't sound like they were all too chaotic, and I think we might actually be going into our next map. So we'll hold that thought, and we'll go ahead and run into our next map here on Mercado Hardpoint. Matt, Chef, it's all you.
Yeah, I'll work off of that here. So what I think Aspyre needs to do is, like I seen in the chat a little bit, they got to wake up, right? I see a lot of players taking it amongst themselves to just stand out, get crazy kills, get good positioning for themselves. But their team's still getting cooked out there. I'd like to see them make these big plays and use it for their team's positioning. So let's see how they can use that in this hard point. We're already off cooking it up. It looks like Aspyre has the point to start, so that's exactly where they want to be. And Final Form looking to try and get P2 set up. That's pretty much what it is. P1 out in the middle. Already got a trophy set up, so Pups, that's really big for Aspyre here. It's just going to be nades on top of nades, but Final Form now going to get some time. As P1 doesn't mean too much, though. It's really on that P2 and how they rotate.
Yeah, honestly, the one thing that we were really missing from Aspyre on the hard point number 1 was the hot start, and now so far so good. Both these teams pretty much cooking for the most part, but they got a little bit of an early lead there, and they're starting to count on up. The scrap hill turned into a bit of a money hill for them. It looks like they're going to end with about 26, and now Final Form going to go ahead and find the scraps, but it's a bit all over the place right now, as they're still looking to go ahead and play for the next hard point here, but Cantina, it's where we're at. Is Bonk going to be holding down the upstairs, Sus downstairs, and Pups going to be on the outside finding 2, maybe some support coming on through, as Mark's going to try and make his way on in, but the trophy system doing a bunch of damage to him, not able to get anything through. Pups will go and fall. Bonk finds 1, and he's still all by himself. He's got to make this push. Bit of an over-aggressive push there coming from Sus. Mark going huge there. He'll be able to find the 1, get him off that hill, but it is a team game. We got to go ahead and get everybody here.
Yeah, we're at hardpoint, right? So Mark C's got to turn it up there. You see him there, 4 and 1 with 10 seconds on the hill. Trix finally got off of his donut now, 2 and 5, so good on him for that. Final Form getting it together. What I really think it is here is I'm seeing a lot of good SMG talent from Final Form and a lot of interior battles on that building. They were able to win with that SMG power behind them. But now we're going off to the next point. A little bit heavier on the AR if you can lock this down. You got that second floor with that window that takes down a whole lane of the map. Watch the middle of the map on tunnel, and really just get your SMGs on the flank, get that guy getting points, and that's your whole point. And you're gonna get all the score for your team. Aspyre here has the setup, and we do see Sue spawning out though. The squad spawn's not helping him too much on that one. But Cells and Marxies is left, and both of them are working it so hard. Oh, but that's a team wipe, and they're gonna be able to set up this defense on the back of Bonk.
Bonk, a massive double kill there. The multi-kills keep stacking for this series. And honestly, Aspyre, that was a great hold. Almost lost it there for a few seconds, but Bonk, things we do love to see on the list is that. 7 and 2 for him, 4 streak, and now setting up for next will be Final Form. Mark Skis is already here, and this is a great little setup right here. If you look at the map right now, great little 4-man setup here from Final Form. Everybody watching something right now, and you have the 1 floater. That was Cell, so that's an okay player to lose. That's intel. There's 1 or 2 players now pushed on up, and guess what? Traded on out. That's the name of the game. That's how you play this Call of Duty, or just Call of Duty in general. You gotta play for trades, man. And that's an FPS in general, but great long shot there. Coming from Bonk, now eating 2, 5 streak for him. He still hasn't died since that last hill, but this can be one of the harder hills to go ahead and break, and this is Trix is going to go ahead and show us how it's done to hold this, but now all over the place. Bit of a team kill, but doesn't matter. Trix will go ahead and find 3 in this life and 2 in that hill.
Yeah, I love that Aspyre went in pockets of twos. That's pretty much how you have to do it. Like you said, play for trades like any other Call of Duty. But the long lines of sight is just not going to be in your benefit no matter what gun is in their hands. And Final Form, wow, wow, wow. What an amazing defense on this position. If kills mattered, they'd be winning it for sure off of that one. Bonk finally fell off. He has his streak in his pocket, which definitely can turn the tides at some point. And speaking of turning the tides, look at the score. We are pretty much tied up as we go into this next point. And it's really a 50-50 shot. Who's ever going to get this next one? Heavy push coming from Aspyre here off the side. Final Form is pretty much situated where they want to be. Trick's getting slowed down. We're going to see how these nades and stuns fall through. But I think Final Form has the better setup.
Is he just vibing up there? Yeah, I would say Sus is literally just vibing up top right now, and I'm like, they can't take him on out. The only thing that stinks is that, you know, well, maybe not for Aspyre, but Final Form, that one player is what, you know, caught him off guard in that hill. So now time is starting to go in favor of Aspyre. 25 seconds on left. Probably one more break coming on through, but you already see two players set up next. And now Marksy's going to get aggressive, finding one. Cells helps on out to find that other player, but does he know he's still on top? Is he even still up top? I don't think he is, but Bonk is still joined by never mind, Trick's actually backed on off, but setting up for the next, it will be Bonk here ready and waiting. It's now Cells and Diff both able to find one, but Cells will be taken on out. Diff, this is a big kill, and yes, he'll find it. 24 HP and a dream. One player to his right. That's all they have to beat. But two players back to back, and oh god, zigzag. And now it's just all over the place right now. Final Form trying to go ahead and get aggressive. One player on top. Diff's going to be the man to find him. And he will, but not before he finds one. But here we are, 44 seconds left on this hill. This is going to be a big, big moment for both the squads.
Yeah, we've seen the last time we were on this hill, the SMG talent from Final Form was really shining through, and we're definitely seeing it again. Look at Marks, he's sitting 14-5. Diff's rocking positive. We know he fell off on that previous match that we seen. He went really negative. He definitely came back. And Marksies is stupid hot. He knows the stream's watching him. It's only Pups in there. Stunned and still gets the kill. Marksies. Oh my gosh, here we go. Wasting no time, getting that streak out, pushing him off. He wants his team rotated. He's like, guys, why ain't you rotated yet? Here, come off the back of this missile. Get in there. Look at that. He has it. The rest of the team is there. Two players defending it, but all four Aspyre is getting in, pushing in, but Final Form has the positioning. Is that going to be enough to hold it off? It's going to be enough for Sue. He's out of there. And look at 3 and 4 here. Diff and Marks is at the top of the map, closing in on Pups on the position, and that leaves just Sus in there as well. All of Final Form closing in, but they don't have the spawns. They don't have the spawns. Aspyre might get this.
More brutal hills in terms of spawns, and we're seeing it right here. I mean, Marksy's 18-7, having a beautiful game. Tricks and Cells, good for one each, and that'll go ahead and give them the rest of this hill. Potentially, they have to go ahead and break off, I believe, one wave of Aspyre. I think that's going to be it. Surely they don't go ahead and retry this. Maybe you do. 20 seconds left. That's a decent chunk, but Bonk wants to get aggressive, seeing if he can get anybody in a long-range fight, but he's going to be forced to push on out, shooting a dead body. What are you looking at there, Bonk? Cells. The solo man on this hill, I lied. Marksies is here to go ahead and clean up another, but now it's going to be the rest of the crew trying to push on out. And what, like you like to say, a red kill feed over here for Final Form. I feel like we've said that way more. Darker kill feed, but I mean, regardless, setting up for next. We'll beat this side of Final Form. Aspyre kind of playing for spawns as well for the next few hills, but let's go and see what they can do, because it's 180 to 125. We're already on our first reset of hills.
Yeah, this P1 in the center, you know, it's really anyone's game. Diff with a nice double there. It's really how you're setting up for P2, right? That's the spawns everyone's fighting for, and you just happen to be standing on the point is really what it is. On this map, though, you do have a little bit of clutter that you can stand in, but if you don't got like 2 or 3 trophies out there, you're not going to be standing there for long. See 3 Aspyre on there. You know, you don't need all them guys on the point, right? I don't see why it would benefit anyone to just put 3 guys in the middle of the map. And you see Final Form there gets a triple because of it. You want them on this next point, and Final Form looking like they are set up beautifully for it. They're already in the lead, and Aspyre was playing for that hard point, and they still weren't able to get much off of it. And now they're also behind on this next one. Just goes to show how you should not be playing for that hard point. You should be playing for the next one. Just happen to be standing there.
Rotations, rotations, rotations. That's the name of the game, as now Pups wants to make his way on down. They'll be taken on out. 48 seconds, just a fresh hill here, and they're all in the back line trying to find something. Basu 2 players right behind him, doesn't even know it. Burst open the door. He'll be taken on out. Marksy's up top. Almost loses his life, down to 63 HP. Cell's good for 2. Pups wants to get aggressive. He's going to have to clear everything, but it doesn't matter. Taken on out. This is such a clinic right now for the side of Final Form. Bonk does go ahead and find 1, but look at this hold, man. Everybody is here. Surely they're not giving up on this hill already. Surely they're not. They're heading over towards the warehouse already. They don't want to push. They're going to go ahead and play for spawns and set on up. This is going to be a lot of work for Aspyre because Final Form, they're just going to have a few seconds. It's all they're going to need, at least 15, to go ahead and wrap up this map here.
Yeah, I think that we can do a listen in here if that's correct. So I think we want to listen to some Final Form. Let's see how they finish this one up.
Top warehouse. He's on time now. On time.
Yo, mid.
One
Shot in the deep back one. Yo, listen, I'm gonna cruise. Native mid. He's native.
Yeah. They have a trophy. He went one tunnel. He went tunnel.
Good one, mid.
All right, one's D. Dead mid. Two times.
Top in time.
Yeah, top just holding me. I stunned you. I have a trophy. If we have to, just effing rotate, man.
Yeah.
One's beat on. Get him dead.
2. One fast.
Sales.
Marks.
We are. Nice little listen in there. Last few seconds here is all they need. Despite Aspyre being able to rotate it early, they get an okay amount of time, but it looks like 1 point's all they need. Got to get on in there. And that's going to be it. Will be a nice little win there from Final Form as they go to take this series. And man, just what? I mean, it was close. Don't get me wrong. It looked a lot. I don't want to say it looked better than the first hard point, but it definitely. It kind of felt like they were playing a bit better towards the start, but as the game went on, I felt like Final Form just kind of just outplayed them.
Yeah, 100%. Final Form, the positioning, the rotating. It seemed like Aspyre was playing catch up a little too often, and Final Form was just there ready. Like, even if they were down on players, like, they were able to defend it long enough to get the rest of their team there. You know, we've seen a 2v4 on some hills, and Final Form still came through. I know that a lot of the Aspyre players did very well. I believe in the chat, Bonk was getting a lot of love, and Bonk deserved a lot of the love. He was, like a 2 KD on the losing team here, just going to show that, you know, KD isn't all what it's about. It's about getting that score and getting the win. Brett, what's your point of view here, man? What do you think about the series tonight?
You know, honestly, that momentum is a hell of a thing. It really is. You know, we saw, I think, Final Form coming off of a high in map number 3, going to map number 4. It was pretty close. Aspyre did look like they were maybe going to start making some headway, but that last set of rotations for the first side, and all of a sudden, Final Form, they definitely were hitting their Final Form. You know, we saw some really good stuff out of Cells. Honestly, Cells really turned up, I think, for the later half of this match. He was doing fantastic there in the control. And then heading on into this hard point, he did a fantastic job with having, I think he had 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the hill, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely playing that objective, as well as putting up, I think, 20-something kills, 24 kills. So really putting in the work, doing a fantastic job there for his squad. So yeah, just Final Form, I think we're the better team overall, and they definitely deserve the win. Aspyre, very close. It would have been great, I think, to see a map number 5. I really think that if we had have gone to a map number 5, that we probably would have seen Aspyre coming out on top. They just looked like the better kind of round style team. But that control, man, talk about a momentum shift right there. Just that one moment, and that pretty much dispelled doom there for Aspyre.
Yeah, dude, as soon as we went ahead and hit that second set of hills, I was like, oh my god, just Final Form took over, man. It was a bloodbath, man, for the most part. But I really, you know, I'm kind of with you there. I don't want to say Aspyre would have 100% have won that game 5, but I definitely think it would have been really close. Their chances of winning now would have went up significantly higher. I mean, obviously, but we saw it over here on, you know, the first S&D. We would have been headed back to Hotel for another S&D where you saw both teams pop on off on that control. But you know, in the end, it is what it is. It will be a 3-1 win over here for Final Form, showing the true colors here. And I mean, they're going to go ahead and, you know, sit at top of the group for now for Charlie. And we'll see what else the other two teams, I believe it was Safari and Clemson, if I can remember off the top of my head, see what they can go ahead and do about that.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and take a look right now at our divisions. So there are 4 divisions here, guys. Once again, they are going to be playing basically a 1-round robin, then going off into playoffs. So every match that we are going to be seeing them playing, it has a lot of weight behind it. This is something that they need to make sure that they take every single win that they possibly can. So Aspyre, it's going to hurt. It's definitely going to hurt. It's early on. They got plenty of time to make it up, but this one does definitely sting. So Final Form feeling pretty good tonight. That is for sure. Now, guys, we definitely do appreciate you coming out and watching. Make sure you do hit that follow button down below, and definitely tune in for our next match, which I believe is going to be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It is going to be Natural Talent and who was that?
Hyped, yeah.
Natural Talent and Hyped Esports. I think you mentioned Natural Talent being a team that we need to watch out for. So definitely tune in for that one, guys. Should be a good one. But I do want to throw a quick thank you out there to our partners, Kindred Sauces. Delicious homemade style sauces. We put it on everything. We're going to get Hero to chug it on stream at some point. It's going to happen this season. He doesn't know it, but it's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
One way or another. So definitely some awesome stuff there. Make sure you do check out Get Good Host as well, providing solutions for our leagues, teams, for all kinds of scrims and matches. Freshen up. Got to get that juice inside of you, making sure that you're going to be hyped up and ready to go all day long for Call of Duty. And then, of course, Killer Jerky. You got to have your snacks around. Definitely do check them out. They have all kinds of flavors. And, of course, you know, I mean, what gamer doesn't like jerky, right? It's just a thing. But definitely thanks again for coming on out. Matt, Chef, you guys did a fantastic job. It was amazing to hear you guys finally again. I think it's been almost a year and a half now since I've actually been on camera with you, Matt. So awesome to be back here. But Matt, where can they find you real quick? I mean, I know you're out there, and I know you're going to be back casting.
Hopefully. No, I told Sarah I got my one cast in the season done. I'm out for the rest of the season. No, I'm kidding. I love COD. I've been in Counter-Strike for too long now. Bring me back to Call of Duty. This is my ground roots. But follow your boy at every social media platform at Big and Tall Matt. That's where you can go and find me. Chef, where can they find you, homie?
Yeah, you see down right there at _ gaming chef, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you know, all that good stuff. And I just want to give a shout out to the broadcast picking me back up. I love being on K7. I plan on being here quite regularly with everyone. I'm pretty sure I'm on the starting lineup here for Wednesday. And I got to say, from what we've seen tonight, this is only the first game, guys. This is K7, right? Like, this is the first game. Like, come on. This is going to be a serious season.
Absolutely.
Great teams. I mean, imagine if those were the two worst teams. And I use worst very lightly here. Imagine if those were the two worst teams in the series. It's only better from here. Like, amazing players tonight, amazing performance from everyone. I didn't see anyone give up. I didn't see anyone, just going off when we did the listen-ins. Everyone was very professional. No body shots, nothing crazy. Some of that's fun, but all professional. Broadcasted amazing. Matt, you did amazing as well. And of course, you already know, Brett, you did great, my friend. Welcome back in. So yeah, thank you, everyone. I think we had a great night, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that is going to be it for us. Again, yeah, like Chef said, thanks for the production team for putting this together. Of course, social media guys as well. I know Danny was struggling there for a little bit, but I think they finally figured it out. Anyways, I had to throw that jab in there. Thank you guys once again for showing up. Make sure you hit that follow button down below, and we will see you Wednesday. Make sure you're there.
I'm too exhausted, I needed the energy, needed to pick me up. I'm in your movie, but this is my cinema. I got the power, I'm built to devour anyone coming against me at tower. I don't care for the pressure. Some of y'all leaving here in the stretcher. Took my time to go and get better. I was reading in the red letters. Ay, hit me with your best shot. I got time today. Feeling like a matador with that Red Bull. Oh yeah. No, you can't stop me. I'm running my own play.
Definitely going to be handshaking sick. There from Impulsive is now Fury going to be the last one alive now for Team Final Strike. You back out to middle map. And setting up positioning for this P2. Templar has to play for those rotational spawns. Rated game. But we're going to be opening it up with Hero. The man. Important, and we already see those purple.
can't wait to leave this town, cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't feel the same. Oh,